offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
12. 53.
He'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
21.
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. He gets it to Brown, complete. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Completes it to Davis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another 1st down.
Here we go.
Watch the run.
Garoppolo to throw. And this one complete to Smith. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
It's just me and you. 21. Let's go. Hey, we got.
He's back to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now an final seconds there, a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside, or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game. Now, that was an excellent return to start overtime. So do they get crazy and attack the end zone and try and get the 6 points to end the game? Or do you just play it to where you kick the field goal and put the game in the hands of your defense?
So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at the 40. On the ground, it's Thomas. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Now this throw caught left side. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line.
First down.
Here we go.
44-yard line.
Double time. Everyone, you got four down.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Garoppolo. It's caught by Aguilar. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line, that's where they spot him.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. Here's 2nd and 8. That's caught by Howard and able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Back to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 51.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds Howard complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Go ahead, take your seats. You can't stop me.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
We got to step it up. Switch, switch, switch.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Howard. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
It's a pickup of 14, but it brings up
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for San Francisco, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets.